Arezki's podcasts, where we discuss the present, the past, and maybe the future of North Africa and the Sahel region. My name is Arezki Daoud, and I am Principal Analyst at Risk LLC, and I'm also the founder and editor of the North Africa Journal. Now join me every week for a new episode that addresses the root causes of instability in the region and beyond, and let's see if we can find solutions to complex crises. Welcome again. Hello, today is December the 28th, 2022, and let's talk business. Let's focus specifically on North Africa's seasonal labor in Europe. Now, France's services industry, in particular the hotel and restaurant sector, have expressed their intention to recruit some 10,000 seasonal workers from Francophone North Africa, otherwise known as the Maghreb, to make up for the labor shortage that they have been experiencing. In their talks with the French authorities, executives of the hospitality and the restaurant sectors have been insisting on using a recruitment model used in the French farming and agricultural sectors that rely on the use of seasonal workers imported from North Africa. Negotiations with the French government have been led by the National Agency for the Promotion and Employment of Employment and Skills, ANAPEC, which has been working to define the concept of seasonal work as it would apply for the companies interested in recruitment. In the French context, a job is considered seasonal when it is carried out each year at the same time, and it is followed by a period of inactivity. Sectors using seasonal works include agriculture, hospitality, summer or winter tourism, food processing, etc. Now, in France, North African seasonal labor has been critically important, according to the head of Interfel, which is the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Industry Association of France. Workers from Morocco are particularly coveted farm workers thanks to, and I'm quoting there, their know-how and their work ethics. Morocco is the biggest exporter of seasonal labor to France and to Spain, surpassing Tunisia and Eastern European countries. Poland is one of them. They harvest, among other things, strawberries, cereals, and also carry out the sorting of apples, the maintenance of crops, etc. Now, the Moroccan labor authorities say in 2021, there were roughly 23,149 Moroccan agricultural workers sent to Europe. Nearly 13,000 of them worked in Spain, and more than 10,000 worked in French farms. Even at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, French and Spanish farmers obtained from their governments special licenses to set up what they would call exceptional charter flights to facilitate the arrival of seasonal workers from the Maghreb, even though, as you know, global travel was banned. Now, in 2020, Spain recruited a little over 7,000 Moroccan workers, and France hired 5,100 and some, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's talk about wages and housing conditions now. Now there are all sorts of procedures, all sorts of formalities. There are big steps involving the French and Spanish and Moroccan labor authorities to get to that recruitment process. Yet in 2018, several scandals have erupted in Spain in particular, exposing the excesses of employers. Abuses linked in particular to the precarious conditions of Moroccan strawberry pickers in the region of Huelva in Andalusia, victims of mistreatment and sexual abuse. In other cases, it is the salary that is below what the regulations require, and for good reason. The model of seasonal workers is a precarious status, really, which induces an exclusive link between the worker and the employer. And that's a problematic dependency of sort that can lead to abuses. Now, according to labor sources, housing conditions are provided by employer. Regarding salaries, in theory, and I'm quoting the theory here, there is no difference in treatment. All workers in the sector in France or Spain receive the same wages, whether they are nationals or foreigners, and that's the message that the Moroccan authorities have been sharing. Now, in France, the salary of a farm worker is roughly 1,200 euros net per month, excluding overtime. In Spain, a seasonal worker should expect receiving 41 euros for an 8-hour work shift. And at the end of the work period, seasonal workers are obliged to respect their return commitment. And that's an essential condition for the renewal of their contract the following season, as long as they get a new one, obviously. For 2022-2023 agricultural campaign in the strawberry fields, a total of 15,350 Moroccan seasonal workers have been mobilized in Huelva, Spain, according to the local government. The latter asked for an increase in the number of agricultural workers, thus 5,000 more Moroccans than initially planned are expected to take part to the strawberry harvest in southern Spain. In addition to Spain and France, Portugal is now looking to replicate the deal. Portugal and Morocco have already laid the foundation for a pilot program aimed at recruiting about 400 Moroccan agricultural workers. This is an agreement on the mobility of workers between the two countries under a protocol that was recently signed with the authorities of the two nations and the Confederation of Farmers of Portugal, or CAP. Stakeholders in this deal say Morocco workers will have to undergo training before going to the host country for linguistic and cultural learning. So now the question to ask is, can the model used in seasonal labor in agriculture be replicated in the hospitality and the restaurant sectors? Perhaps, but most likely not. Farms are workspaces where there is a large concentration of labor. It's easier to control. It's easier to control the movement and the management of the workers, and therefore structuring a labor program that government can endorse is not as difficult as in other sectors. This is very much different for hotels and restaurants, where establishments are scattered nationwide and where controlling the workforce is much more challenging. Still, efforts are underway that could lead to a new pilot program that could help define the contours of a seasonal work using North African labor in the European services industry. And with that, thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye. Thank you for listening. To subscribe to our podcast series, please visit mea-risk.com/audio. That is mea-risk.com/audio to find out more. If you are interested in a 6-month trial for our critical incident awareness and notification system, please visit shield-alert.com. That is shield-alert.com. Until our next podcast, thank you and goodbye.